All right, Shalom. I want to give our praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and blessing to the elect of Yasha and which are the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, by the way. Trying to incorporate that more in my intros and my outros because um, a lot of people are gone and have itching ears, and try to say that Latinos and Native Americans aren't part of the 12 tribes or the sign doesn't matter or whatever the case may be. But Negroes, Latinos, and the Native Americans, okay, on your father's side, if you are of that, then you do consist of the nation of Israel, all right, one of the 12 tribes. And then also salutations and blessings to you. I came out there doing this truth for sincerity. Looking forward to getting out of Babylon. Real quick lesson. Just reading within the, about the bell and the dragon. Just reading within there. Um, as I'm reading, because right before this, I read what is that? Let me see. Susanna. About the story about Susanna. It's basically Susanna was a fair woman, a very beautiful woman, and you had a couple elders of Israel who was being wicked and wanted to see her nakedness and lie with her, actually, basically. So, but through the spirit of Yahawah, he put a spirit on Daniel to basically find out the truth of the matter. Okay, and then when I skipped over to this about Bel and the dragon, it had me thinking about what the apostle Gabar said a while ago about extrapolation. About looking into the scriptures and extrapolating. Okay, so extrapolate is to extend the application of a method or conclusion, especially one based on statistics, to an unknown situation by assuming that existing trends will continue or similar methods will be applicable. Right? So, and it got me to think, the things that were written was written for our learning, man. Okay, the Bible is written for us to learn from. Okay, we see certain situations and things happen and how things were handled, and we have law, statutes, commandments to follow after. Because the Lord is not going to come down here and sit in your house. What I'm saying, break the scriptures down to you. He done that already. All right, he came here before, and now he's here in the form of the word, in the form of this book. As he said, he come in the volume of the book. All right, but your faith brings out the understanding, I would say, and it's all through the Most High, of course. All right, but if you give your attention to them, then they'll give their attention to you if you are of that understanding folk, because it's not for everyone as well. That's the thing. All right, and that comes with extrapolating. How? Because in the scriptures, when you read, it wasn't for everyone then, so why would it be for everyone now? You also read that it's not going to be for everyone because there is a spirit of deep sleep that are upon some of our nation. So I'm gonna read this story and then just give my. I'm going to extrapolate. I was going to say give my conclusion of the matter, but that's what extrapolating is. Based on the information you have, believing that it's going to continue, which I do. All right, once I get into it. So this is Bel and the Dragon, verse 28 says, when they of Babylon heard that, they took great indignation and conspired against the king, saying, the king is become a Jew, and he has destroyed Baal, and he has slain the dragon and put the priest to death. Because the king basically was saying if Daniel could prove him wrong, then he will follow through with what he said he was going to do. All right, which was put him to death. But since Daniel was right, the priest got put to death. The idol and the dragon and everything was destroyed. All right, it says so they came. These are things that those men worshipped and looked up as God. So being that Daniel was part of the reason why they got destroyed was the reason why they wanted Daniel. It says, so they came to the king and said, deliver us Daniel, or else we will destroy thee and thine house. And when the king saw that they pressed him sore, being constrained, he delivered Daniel unto them. So he seen that they were serious. Who cast him into the lion's den, where he was 6 days. All right. It says, and in the den there were 7 lions, and they had given them every day 2 carcasses and 2 sheep, which then were not given to them, to the intent that they might devour Daniel. Okay, so they fed them every day, but they didn't feed them that day. All right, because they like, well, shit, they gonna get Daniel. You know what I'm saying? By that time, because it said he was in there. What? Um, did it say it already? Oh yeah, yeah. Who cast him into the lion's den where he was 6 days? So he was in there 6 days. You know, and they didn't. So they didn't feed him one day because they thought he was gonna. They didn't feed him because they thought they were going to eat Daniel, man. All right, it says, now listen to this part. Now there was in Jewry a prophet called Habakkuk, who had made pottage and had broken bread in a bowl, and was going into the field for to bring it to the reapers. But the angel of the Lord said unto Habakkuk, go, carry the dinner that thou hast into Babylon unto Daniel, who is in the lion's den. Right now, the Spirit was kind of on me to just get right into it. I wanted to actually see how far Jewry was from Babylon and everything, but that's something I can look up afterwards, as well as you. I can out there, and if I don't get to it, or you look it up as you're watching the video, leave a comment if you can. But he say, but the angel of the Lord said unto Habakkuk, go carry the dinner that thou hast into Babylon unto Daniel, who is in the lion's den. And Habakkuk said, Lord, I never saw Babylon, neither do I know where the den is. All right, so instead of just doing what the Lord doing, he like, look, I ain't never been there. I don't know where I'm going, basically. Then the angel of the Lord took him by the crown and bare him by the hair of his head, and through the vehemency of his spirit set him in Babylon over the den. So, bam, Chariot snatched him up and took him to Babylon. That's extrapolating. So we can see, he got there in an instant. All right. It says, and Habakkuk cried, saying, O Daniel, Daniel, take the dinner which the Most High had sent thee. Now, the reason why I'm going to title the video, Don't Underestimate the Lord's Power, is because you don't know how much the Lord can actually do for you. All right, you really can't even fathom. All you can go off is what you read in the scriptures and your level of faith. But it can even exceed further than that, man. All right? Because let me just finish. Let me finish. It says, and Habakkuk cried, saying, "Oh Daniel, Daniel, take the dinner which the Most High had sent thee." Like he like, here, take this, man. He didn't snatch me up to bring you this food. Take this, And Daniel said, "Thou hast remembered me, O power. Neither hast thou forsaken them that seek thee and love thee." You know what I'm saying? So he's in there 6 days. All right, with 7 lions, you know, who hasn't eaten, and the Lord, pretty much put a spirit on the lions to calm them down or not be hungry or put them in a fasting state, basically. All right, at the end of the day, they didn't devour Daniel because of Daniel's faith, for one, and the fact that Yahawah was looking out for him, man. All right, because there's going to come times where you ain't gonna have you're not gonna feel like you have a way out of a situation. But the Lord, you gotta trust in the Lord, man. All right, that's what it said. He said, neither hast thou forsaken them that seek thee and love thee. So that's what you have to do in order for the Lord to not forsake you or keep you in His memory. Okay. Because the times we about to get into, when prophecies really start hitting home, and by home I mean by America, all right, far as famine and martial law and concentration camps and the RFID chip and the downfall, the crash of the dollar, once gas prices rising, food prices rising through inflation and all of that hyperinflation, like you're gonna have to trust in the Lord, man. All right, you're gonna have to trust in him. If you seek him now and love him now, he will look out for you in those times. You know. But if you want to trust in this system now, you're gonna have to trust in it then. All right. It says, so Daniel arose and did eat, and the angel of the Lord set Habakkuk in his own place again immediately. So bam, set him right back. All right. It says, upon the seventh day the king went to bewail Daniel. And when he came to the den, he looked in, and behold, Daniel was sitting. He's just chilling there. Then cried the king with a loud voice, saying, great art thou, O Lord, power of Daniel, and there is none other beside thee. So off that, he had to acknowledge that Yahweh was real, that he is. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell you in Hebrews, but it's not written for them, but he had to acknowledge him though. All right, and there is none other besides thee. So he already destroyed the idols and the little god they was worshiping, and then he threw him in the lion's den, and he didn't get eaten. Daniel was just in there sitting, and he like, man, truly, you serve the right power, as we do. All right, so these things are written for us to read, understand, and extrapolate, because what it said extrapolate was, well, let me read this. It says, and he drew him out and cast those that were the cause of his destruction into the den, and they were devoured in a moment before his face. So he didn't even get to leave before the lions attacked them, right? So you know that it was the Lord, man. Simple as that. But like it says extrapolate, extend the application of a method or conclusion, especially one based on statistics, all right, to an unknown situation by assuming that existing trends will continue, right? How will it continue? Because the Lord can do the same thing for us as he did for Daniel, man, based off your faith. That's you assuming, all right? Or similar methods will be applicable. So it might not be the exact same situation, all right, you might be locked up in a concentration camp and you don't eat for 7 or 8 days. All right, or it might be 2 or 3 days. All right, he might not send another prophet to you. An angel could break you out. It could be something similar, but as long as you're delivered, all right, that's what it's about. The deliverance, the Lord looking out for you by you seeking him and putting your trust and your love and loving him, man. Okay? So I just wanted to read that real quick. It kind of lifted up my spirit, and I had to bring it out, man. So yeah, like when you read, and a lot of people, that's where they fail at, because that part of rightly dividing the word of truth is extrapolation, man. Taking the scriptures and seeing it for what it is, and believing in it, and actually getting an understanding to it, instead of just saying, "Oh, I like this scripture," you know. Because once you get into a scripture and better understand it, you can better apply it to your way of life, you know. Hey, so with that, call halal Yahawah'S, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone. All right, blessing to the elective Yasharala, which are the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, aka the 12 tribes of Israel. And blessings and salutation to you, Akim, out there enduring this truth and sincerity. Looking forward to getting out of Babylon.